Hi, today I'm making a video on how to grow water plants, water lilies. Okay, so this is what I have, and these are some of the other water plants. This one has bloomed today. So we're going to see how the potting mix has to be made by understanding what the water lily is. So I'm going to make it in this because we have two kinds of water lilies, hardies and tropicals. So these tropicals have this kind of a root, that's fibrous root. Okay, I've just kept it. I've plucked out one from this one. This hasn't bloomed in a while, so I really don't know what it is going to be. I plucked out one from this one, small one, and I'll show you how to plant this one. Okay, so I have a pot here, just a normal, it's a normal regular pot. First you need to decide that the size of your pot should be slightly smaller than the height of your container in which you're going to keep this. Okay, so we're going to insert one inside the other, and I'm going to keep this inside this one. So I'm not going to fit it in right now, but see, this is smaller, so it's going to fit in. Okay, so we start preparing the pot. So what we do first is, of course, there's a hole there here, so I'm going to cover it just like we do the other normal potting. This is coconut shell. Broken coconut shell works really wonderful for me. I just picked it out of another a pot that was upturned because it was over. You can use freshly broken coconut shell. This is only the shell. Okay, so I'm going to use this to just cover that hole, and that's how we cover the other pots as well, right? So I'm going to close it like that and keep it here. Now the bottom layer has to be a nice rich compost. So this is homemade compost. It's all soggy because it's been raining. Rainy season is a good time to plant. I have seen piece of plastic from the atta bags that we grow our turmeric in. So we grow stuff in recyclable bags till that bag can't be used anymore. So that's a way of reusing and recycling. I'm just throwing out all the things that I don't need, and I'm going to make this the bottom layer. So I'm going to put the compost into this, and this will making it a bottom layer. Okay, now this is for the, like I told you, so tropicals. These roots are loose. Since this soil is already very wet, I'm not going to worry too much about how it's going to turn out. And I place this root here. Let me just wash this out so I can separate the leaves from the roots. Yeah, so I've separated the leaves from the roots. I'm gonna place it only the roots here. Okay, now ideally if you're doing it with dry soil, you may want to put some heavy weight on this, which you won't bother now. And on top of this, I'm going to put a layer of sand. Okay, the sand doesn't have much compost, it's just not rich in any way, it's just sand. Now the idea is that since this compost is at the bottom, the plant will have a tendency to go down, and therefore it will stick itself well. What you can also do if your stuff is all dry, you can put one layer of sand on top of the compost, place your plant on top of it, and then put another layer of sand. Okay, now the sand is separating the compost, right? Compost is down below and sand is on top, so that there'll be tendency for this plant to go into the compost because that's where the rich nutrition is, right? This is how this leaf is. It will grow well. I'm wondering if it's a dobbin that has come in from another pot. It may be, but it's okay, we get the idea. And when it grows, it grows. So I've planted it here, and now this I'm going to insert into another pot that already has water, very very gently. Now since I've already filled with water, I don't want to take out another pot, but if you don't have, you can fill a pot with half water, dip this plant inside, and then cover it with water. Through the hole it's already coming up, and we've kept the plant quite strongly down. You can even put it with a heavy stone so that the plant won't have a tendency to come out of it. But since my sand was already very wet, I don't fear that the plant will come out. Okay, I've already kept some azolla and duckweed, and this I had made some time back. It's about a month or so. Okay, so it's all acclimatized. It's not a new tub. Now if you're going to be using anything new, including this is a plastic tub, you can do it in cement pot, you can do it in mud pot, which just doesn't have a hole. Mud pot evaporation will be very high, so you'll have to keep on adding water. But something that is not doesn't lose water quickly is a good idea to do. So I have it in cement pots, and this one is a plastic pot. Now you may wonder why I've covered all these with a plastic mesh. Some of it has metal mesh, which is downstairs. So I've covered plastic mesh because I have pigeons living over there. There's one pair of blue rock pigeon living over there, and they come down for water. And I don't mind them coming, except that when they come down, they destroy the water. There's some kind of an oil is released from them, and then it doesn't flower. The whole water goes bad. Okay, so I have inserted it in the tub, and I can see a little bit of this leaf. And over a period of days, these leaves will come up and form a layer, depending on what kind of plant it is. Either it will come above the layer of soil, or it will stay at the layer of soil. Now what I mean is, see, these leaves are above the layer of soil, above the layer of water, right? Above the layer of water, while these are at the layer of water. You see, these are at the layer of water. Okay, now this is how you would want to plant your plant the water lilies, which have fibrous root. Okay, now I like to put this azolla on top because I've got fishes inside. So till the plant grows, fishes need some protection, from predators. We have so many birds around here, and so there's some place for them to go and hide. Okay, so that's why I have put this layer of azolla. Once the plant grows, then there's no fear. Now I'm not adding anything into this. Once in a year or so I add some compost, but otherwise the fishes and the plant are going to form a natural cycle around themselves. And of course, if you add compost on a regular basis, they will keep flowering on a very, very regular basis. But I like something more sustainable. So yeah, there are guppies in this. So you can't see them now, but we know that the water is so clear. It's brownish because of the sand I put just now. Now what I have also done is, after putting this pot inside, I have put some compost around it, so that when the roots of the water lily goes down, it's going to come out of that hole and use that compost. So it is very, very well rooted, very, very solidly rooted. Now water lilies need good sunlight. They need to be placed in a place where there is at least 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight. Okay, and water lilies also want some rich nutrient media, which we would provide either through fishes or by adding compost on a regular basis. But then sunlight is an absolute must, because I have water lilies which are sitting not in sunlight and those which are sitting in open sunlight. So this place gets good sunlight for almost like 4 to 5 hours, especially morning sunlight and not evening sunlight. I'm not very sure whether it is a proven thing, but I have seen that morning sunlight works well more than the evening sunlight. So 4 to 5 hours of good sunlight lilies need. So, and that's why I have kept this one on a platform It's a thermocol box. It's a thermocol box in which some instrument came, and this is my old tub, and this is directly sitting under sun and directly under the sky. Yeah, so sunlight is a must. Yeah, so all the best with your water lilies. Let me know if you're going through any trouble. Not that I'm an expert, but I've been growing now these for about 10-12 years now. Whatever I can share, I'll go ahead and share. Okay, bye bye.